for doing our awesome stuff that you do for all of us that are all behind the scenes that we don't know about. And George, we appreciate you so much. You have no idea how much it means to us that we can sit and have this venue, this way to communicate with each other, to get excruciatingly transparent, to get through the breakthroughs. Okay. But first we have to get to the breakdown to get to the breakthrough. So thank you, George. Joe, am I a host?
Let me make you a co-host.
Because I have to share my screen a few times.
Yeah.
And do you know if Tiffany passed along the file that went along with our class? She did not. Okay. All right. Cool. That's okay. We're gonna do the quick version. So those of y'all, which Tiffany usually asks, because we've still got people that are feeding on, all right, and those that it is safe to use your camera, raise your hand if you've ever heard these voices in your head say this to you. Oh my gosh, well, he's so productive because of this, that, and the other, or I'll never be like this person because I don't have such and such and so and so. Yeah, thank you for being honest. Okay, because that is what this is about. This is what is your mindset and the things that your brain is telling you. However, you have this thing that's 18 inches below that brain that's called a heart. And the heart is going to help you, heal you, and not harm you. Okay? Your dreams, goals, and desires are within your soul, your inside soul, or the inner child. I'm not going to get all psychological because I'm just talking right now to help people still stay on the call, because I know that normally everybody doesn't pop until like 8:35. Just saying. Joe's smiling at me. He's got it. And here we go. So if I was to ask a question of you, because we saw some of this on the post that Tiffany was so gracious to send out, what are your passions? Tell me, what are your passions?
Family.
What basketball. About family, Red?
Being able to provide different experiences. You know, we taught overseas for 6 years, my wife and I. The girls were 3 and 5 when we left. You know, when we came back, they were, I think, 10 and 12, and they've been on 5 continents by the time they were 12 and 10. And just to sit back and realize, that's like, wow, you know, I never had that as a kid. And I tell them, I was like, your cousins have already been out of the state of Florida, and here you guys have been on 5 of the 7 continents around the world and seen some of the most amazing, iconic landmarks, you know, there are. So, you know, being able to provide those opportunities for them to see the world as it is, not as, you know, the news and people portray it, is just amazing.
Excellent. That is so good. So we have 41 participants on the call, and George is saying golf, sailing, family, teaching. Star is children to be able to live on their own and be responsible. Maria, God, family, being in service to others, and traveling. You know, just keep filling up that feed, because this is what's so interesting, y'all. When you're writing it, when you're saying it, when you're speaking it, these are all affirmations that by the end of today, I want y'all to have sent me your affirmations. Okay, you're going to do 5. Just letting you know, just have a glimpse. So as we have more, but thank you, Aletha. God, family, making an impact, leaving a legacy. I love that, because I'm not about building legends. We're about building legacies. Love ya. So just a little bit about me, because some of y'all have, you know, Tom and George are so wonderful at edification and encouragement to all of us. And I just appreciate this time to be with you and pour into your lives and into your businesses. I have been a life coach for 25 years. I have been a real estate coach for over 7 years. And I have been an active real estate producer since 2006, with the exception of the last 21 months, which I was managing an office and helping them get into productivity and pouring into their lives. So with that being said, here's the other thing you need to know. Just a little bit about me and where I come from so that you can understand that I don't place people on pedestals. I have come to understand each and every day that when I have needed answers, I never know where that answer is going to come from. It could be a sign on the road that somebody is holding. It could be from someone that I least expected, like my grandson, who's only 3. When we are wanting answers from the universe as to some of the things that our brains are trying to tell us, please be open to understand that the message can come from the most unexpected places. All right. I'm a 3-time cancer survivor. I'm on my 3rd marriage. Okay. I do not let anything shake my tree. I was abused as a child. I grew up in a dysfunctional home. However, here's what's so amazing. Every situation in my life that someone would feel, oh my God, poor her, has all come to fruition to be a silver lining to help someone else get through their breakdown to get to their breakthrough. Do I need to say that again? Do not think that the tragedies of your life are tragedies. The mindset is my heart through all of this. There was this something within me, and some people call it grit. There's a good book about that. Probably a good thing to read. There's the seeds of greatness were planted within us from the very beginning. All right. And there is one universal language that will never fail you, and that is love. Letting others overcome victories emotionally. Okay. I'm a huge woman of acronyms. Aletha's shaking her head. She knows this already. She's been in my coaching. She understands. I'm a weird, odd bird. However, I will dig deep with you, not to destroy you. So let's have a matter of trust on here. And I want everybody to understand. Huge, huge disclaimer. Yes, I know we are being live streamed. Yes, I do understand that this is being recorded. However, understand that this is a safe environment. This is not a judgmental place. I'm so glad to see Daryl popped on. Here is the clue. Here is the key to all of this. When we share excruciatingly transparent facts that our brain is telling us and we speak them aloud, they're no longer secrets that are destroying us. They are jumping off places to get to the next level. So this is where we're going. This is where we're going today. Okay. I want everybody to understand. Just take a breath. This is not Mama Guru. This is just sharing experience, strength, and hope with each other. Okay. And I would like, Ali, thank you for your little emoji. It's hard for me to watch because understand I've got Joe watching. We don't have Tiffany this morning. Okay. So it's going to be difficult for me to watch what all's going on all at the same time. So here's what I want us to expect with our class today. Okay. What are your passions? What else do I want us to know? What are you grateful for today? What you say to yourself matters, and daily affirmations will change your life. So I asked earlier, people, what are your passions? Daryl, I'm going to pick on you for a minute. Can you turn your camera on? He's not turning his camera on.
Yeah, I'm getting coffee, Claire. Good morning.
Good morning. So let me ask you a question. Did you really expect in a phone call about a month or so ago, that you would be able to have the safety to go internal and share some of the things. Could you explain that to us? Could you share that with us?
Sure, Claire. Good morning, everybody. So, like it was a month ago and I was looking for answers, and Claire said something on the call. And so I decided that I would give her a call real quick to kind of get an answer for something. And as we were talking, it turned into something deeper that I needed to talk about. And we ended up talking for like a whole hour. And this is actually the first time outside of Zoom I had a conversation, and really did not expect it. But what I think was, when you said, Claire, you just said experience, strength, and hope. And at the end of the day, I realized that when I was being more vulnerable and authentic, and just kind of, appropriate to the conversation and be able to go a little deeper, I was able to get out of the conversation what I needed. I don't know, it sounds vague, but it was good, because I wouldn't have shared if I didn't feel safe or confident in what Claire was saying, or if it didn't make sense, or if I felt judged. Like, oh, you're stupid. You're just a first-time agent. You shouldn't be thinking that. None of that stuff. It was just more like, hey, this is where you're at. This is the crap you're dealing with. Okay, I can share a little bit, and if it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's cool. And it was very cool. So thank you. Is that what you're looking? I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but it was fun. I mean, I hated it at first. I really did. It was like, and as we're men, so we don't like to do that crap. Let's be vulnerable and share. But it really worked at the end of the day. Kind of came home more empowered. So thank you.
You're welcome. So the reason why that I asked Daryl to share is because it had nothing to do with us knowing each other, because we didn't. We were perfect strangers at the time and had only seen each other on Zoom. However, what he placed out in his universe for answers that he needed, I had no idea that it was pouring into his life. So please understand that at any given point in time, you could be a vessel for somebody else's answers. All right. And this is our mindset. If we're truly talking about the love that is within us, the dreams, hopes, and desires that we have within us, then why are we allowing our brain to tell us that we can't? Why? And this is why we're here, because the productivity that we see on a daily basis, and really and truthfully, this is what it's boiling down to, y'all. I mean, and this is where the rubber met the road in my business, because I'm only sharing what I've been through in my experience. I can't teach something that I haven't gone through. Does that make sense? So my biggest thing was, why was I so scared and fearful to make freaking phone calls, when all I was doing was calling them to tell them that I loved them and appreciated, their business, or appreciated that they were my friend, or appreciated that I got to meet them and have a conversation with them? Why was I so scared? Why was I scared when I was in family situations? Where was I? I was so uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable in my own skin. So this is where we get to the really nooks and crannies and those slight little adjustments in our GPSs, okay? Where are we headed? To the goal, right? Where are our priorities and the strategies below it? Now, Tom Martin talks about the education and self-training, that needs to all be on our GPSs and our business plan, that we need to focus on us. I didn't focus on myself because I felt that was egotistical and that it was selfish. What I realized is that I was doing a disservice to the people that I wanted to serve, and I was staying in this sick dysfunction over here. Jonathan, you've got a question. Go ahead, buddy.
Not so much a question, Claire, but just an aha that I wanted to pass on is, I have a therapist, I also have a coach. Both of them agree when we discuss this, that one of my passions is pleasing people, is making people happy, is just having a good relationship with people. I'm passionate about that. So both my therapist and my coach tell me, you need to live by the oxygen mask theory. While everything that you want to do is super and great, and that's all wonderful, you can't do it if you're not here to do it. So, oxygen mask theory in an airplane, when they say the oxygen mask will fall from the ceiling, right? What do you do first? If you're traveling with a small child, what do you do first? Put the mask on you first before you can help your child, because you can't help whoever you're with if you're dead. So the same philosophy, not as gruesome, but the same philosophy goes to business. Help yourself first. Get yourself squared away. Get yourself situationalized, right? That was a big one. But square yourself away so that you're prepared for it. Before you can go ahead and give to other people, before you can go ahead and do for other people, before you can be who you want to be, you have to make sure that you are who you are, and then walk out the door.
So Jonathan, you brought up a good point. And here's where some of my mindset on that, because I would go from one extreme to the next, is like, well, I'm not good enough. I have nothing to give. I'm still working on myself. But because all of the pieces that I feel that my brain was telling me, oh, well, you don't have this, so you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. So it's all, excuse the expression, a mind. Okay, I didn't say it out loud. But I hope that you can read lips. Okay, so Pete.
That was some really good editing, Claire.
So here's what's so cool. Y'all are filling up the feed. Joe, I need your help, okay? Because there's some great stuff. Pete asked, how did you overcome your call reluctance? Pete, I need you to unmute yourself and let's go deeper on this. Reluctance to make my calls. Mm-hmm. And I want to hear your voice. Okay, there you are, Pete. I can see you. Okay, so a coach of mine stood me up in a group of 250 people, and he says, Claire, do I have your permission for us to have a coaching moment? Me being the dumbass that I am, I said, sure. And he said, why are you so selfish to think that the person you're calling doesn't need you today? It's not about you, Claire. It's about them. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the reluctance to make those phone calls, and let me be perfectly honest about this. Gentlemen that are on the call, y'all have incredible egos. Incredible egos. Men are made this way. This is not a slam. This is factual. Men have huge egos, but they're the most fragile. And to be perfectly honest, if we really wanted to be fully transparent, I could probably say that it's easier for a woman to pick up a phone and make a call than what it is for a man. Tell me I'm wrong. Gary's shaking his head. Okay. Pete's going, I don't know about that.
No, I think so. I think you're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So here's the side, Pete, this is the whole reason why I wanted to do a guy training and a girl training in person or on Zoom, so that y'all have the ability to do that, because sometimes there's distractions. This is what's so incredible. The seeds of greatness were planted within us. Okay. And the God of the universe is no respecter of persons. All right. He loves us all the same. So who's to say that you are pulling back someone's blessing? You can't. You cannot be that selfish to steal someone's blessing. When you're picking up that phone to say, hey, how are you? Trust me in this. That person that you're calling needs to hear from you more than you need to call them. That was the difference in my mindset. Okay. Be it man, woman, or child, doesn't make any difference. However, my ego and my insecurity, because women are more about, oh, I don't want to bother them. You know, men are like, I don't know if I should make this call. Really? Am I a salesperson? Am I a consultant? So men, in your compartmental, I want you to pull out your file drawer real quick, bring out a file, open it up, and write in that file, I am a real estate consultant. I am not a salesperson. I know some on the call wouldn't understand this, but I want you to get this in your mind. You are a real estate consultant. The people that you're calling don't know that you are going to pour in their lives. You are the expert real estate advisor in their life. Okay, now guys, take the file, close it, put it in the file drawer, and shut it. Women, we are the Post-it notes of the universe. You need to have 50 million Post-it notes all over the place, all at one time. But I want to give you the permission right here and right now. Pick your top 5 Post-it notes and throw the rest of them away. I give you permission to shut it off. just for 30 minutes. Just for 30 minutes. All I need is 5. I want you to take out a piece of paper. And those of y'all that are driving, you can't. However, lined paper. And if you can realize this, my mind, I don't like white paper. I don't like yellow paper. It drives me crazy. This is blue-green. This is my favorite. Find your favorite color. I don't care, but it needs to have lines on it. All right. I want to show you something else. I wrote affirmations every day in my journal. This journal is packed damn full. All right. I wrote them till I wanted to puke. I wrote them every morning, wrote them after my prayer. Okay. If you want, and I wrote the same thing. All right. For 2021, my affirmation was this: I enjoy building wealth through mentoring others. Did that say anything about money? No. It's your affirmations. It's your breakthroughs. This is what's important, y'all. This situation of what you say to yourself matters is yours. It's personal. Absolutely personal. Questions, because I'm digging deep.
Sorry, Claire. So you want us to go through our mind and get our 5 most important Post-it notes, because that was so hilarious that you said that, because I am like the Post-it queen. I have Post-its everywhere.
So Sasha, I'm so glad you said that. So this is what's so awesome about ladies, and men, understand this for a second. All right. You want to know the reason why women remember things so quickly is because we never forget, because it's all up. Okay. It's like a computer that's got 50 million windows open all at the same time. And we haven't given ourselves permission to close down the windows to get to what's the priorities. Us women, we have to train ourselves not to be so emotional and stop trying to fix everything. We are not the fixers. We're the helpmates. Did you hear me?
That is so hard to.
It is hard. Okay. Men have a hard time with the empathy and the love. Women have a hard time of the compartmentalization and the stop reacting. This is where it is a fact of the brain science. Y'all can go Google this shit. Ooh, sorry. But I kid you not. It is the truth. Women keep everything on the surface. And we're constantly working in between all of those windows or all of those Post-it notes at any given point in time, because we got to fix everything. Stop the madness. Pick the 5 most important things that must be done in a day, your day. And just get one of them done. Give yourself an attaboy and say, I can complete one. Okay? Because us ladies, when we're living in that emotional turmoil, and let me tell you, it's addictive. There's a lot of people, ladies, let me just pick on us for a minute, because I'm one of them. Okay? We are addicted to all the chaos because we've been so used to it, and we didn't know where to put it. We didn't know what to do with all of that energy. And by the end of the day, we're so exhausted. We get home to our families and our husbands and our children, and we're just like, are you kidding me? You didn't pick up your damn sock and put it in the damn laundry basket. Who do you think you are? Okay, here's all the Post-it notes. It ain't got nothing to do with that damn sock. It's because you gave and gave and gave and gave until you ain't got nothing when you get home. Mm-hmm. Stop the madness, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. When you walk in your door, you better shut that file cabinet from your work and all of the people that are around you and all the people that pissed you off and all the people that thought that they were better, and just say, I am glad for right where I am. I'm walking into a safe environment that is wonderful and beautiful, and I'm safe. Guys, if y'all actually said that, I would fall over dead. However, don't bring your work home with you and still have that file open, okay, to pour into your home. Pour that love out into your home, because here's the thing of the male ego, and I'll get back to us ladies in just a second. Guys, if you're not receiving enough positive affirmation that you need for your ego to understand what it needs, then you need to pour into the universe empathy, positivity, and love. So keep that file open, that you have an opportunity to say, hey, brother, I love you. Or, hey, son, I'm proud of you. Or, hey, daughter, I love you. I missed you today. Or, hey, wife. Or, hey, life partner. Doesn't make any difference. That is the hardest things for guys to do, is to love. It is easy for guys to respect. It is the hardest thing for guys to do, love. Women, we're the opposite. It is easy for us to love. It's hard for us to respect. So respect your own boundaries first. Y'all are so dynamic. I see y'all and y'all are like, oh my God, who is this freak on the call telling me about my inside stuff and she doesn't even know me? I've read a lot of books and I've dug deep because y'all are worth it. The passions that I have inside of me have been there from the beginning, which was to make this world a better place, one person at a time, one moment at a time, one conversation at a time. It is to build up, not tear down. We have all been torn down and torn apart all of our lives. 96% of the people who are on this call in their formative years were abused, belittled. Okay? These are scientific facts. So this is what's interesting. Every person on here has the choice to be a victim or a survivor. It's your choice. Your brain is trying to keep you as a victim, to keep you reactive, instead of maturing, owning it, and responding in love. Get it? Tom Martin is on the call. Holy mackerel. I just saw his face. Bullied, Lorena, I love that. Yes, absolutely. But this is what's so funny. The major portion of our population doesn't even speak of what happens in our formative years. And then we spend our whole lifetime trying to get over the crap that happened to us. Isn't that hilarious? And then we finally get to that aha moment. It all boiled down to love and hate. It all boiled down to that our brain wants us to continue to hate and our hearts want us to continue to love. That 18-inch journey and trying to get them to mesh, and it doesn't come easy. That's the journey of life, is 18 inches. Understand? I'm going to say it again. The journey of life is 18 inches. Your head's out to get you. Your heart's out to save you. Make the choice. Quick and easy. All right, so we talked about your passions. Now, in the chat or raise your hand, what are you grateful for today?
I'll speak.
Go ahead. Oh my gosh, Steph, really? It still says partner?
I'm telling you, it switched back. I don't understand this technology stuff. But again, my daughter uses my Zoom too, so I think that's why. For my going to keep things running. I'm a single mom of 2 kids. They're in soccer and basketball and their Christmas plays and all that stuff. Like, I'm just grateful that I'm able to do all of that for them. So that's one of the things I'm grateful for. And it's the end of the year. So I get allergies in the morning, so forgive me for how I sound. I don't always sound like this. But yes, I'm grateful for being able to be a mom, you know, like a mom that actually does more than what my mom did. I was never in any games or anything. We never went to Disney. We had Disney World passes, we had SeaWorld passes, Aquatica. We have annual passes every year. So I'm just grateful for the ability to make those memories with my babies.
Absolutely. Sasha, you got your hand up.
Hi guys. Yeah, so I am actually very grateful for the struggles that I have had to go through within these past few years. They've taught me how to be a better person, a better family member, and for sure a better mother. I'm there with Steph, you know, like I'm a single mom. I have 3 kids who are involved in everything under the sun. And it's like trying to maintain the children. And then just recently, the loss of my grandmother has passed the torch of maintaining the household and the family as well, because she was a matriarch. And it's all of these things have taught me so much and has helped me really take a look at what my priorities need to be. And, you know, with Christmas right around the corner, and, you know, when you're a real estate agent, it's just like you're everywhere, right? So trying to just make Christmas happen and funerals happen and all this great stuff, taking the moment to connect with my creator and say, okay, you have me here for a purpose, and understanding that, that is something that I am extremely grateful for, because once upon a time, it would have been just anger and rage. Now it's more taking a step back, acceptance, and moving forward.
I love that. And what would our world be like? Okay, because I know that there may be some of us that are on this call. Okay, and I'm just going to be perfectly honest, because I suffered from it for a long time. It was called seasonal depression and seasonal anxiety. Because I came from a home that didn't have a lot, I felt I had to overdo it during the holidays. Okay, I put myself in financial ruins. So many times can't even shake a stick at, because I was trying to measure up. However, probably about 10 years ago, I realized, you know what? I am who I am, and I can have that same love and same giving all year long. Why do I have to wait for a date? And some of y'all may have, you know, different ways that you celebrate the holidays, you know, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Three Kings Day. You know, we all have our family traditions. But what a great thing that I heard from the mouth of Babes, my youngest daughter, who arrived, and I was very surprised. And she has actually stayed with me, which is a bigger surprise. And she says, Mom, what is all the hype? I don't want to be pressured to buy gifts. I said, all I need is your presence, not a present. So that's all a mom ever wants. And really and truthfully, in human nature, it's not about the gifts we give. It's about the personal relationships that matter most. So if we're looking at our businesses, and you're looking at your business and your life, and they don't congeal together, then we can help bridge that. Okay, that is what this mindset and what you say to yourself matters, and what Pete and I spoke about in the very beginning. If you are pouring into the people that are in your database as if they are a precious present, and we're going to bless them with their best precious present, which is a relationship with them, your business will excel. Those phone calls will not be that 100,000-pound phone. It will be very easy. Oh my gosh, I need to call them because they just popped into my head. Please pick up the phone, because I can assure you that this has happened to me, and I speak from specific experience. Had a girlfriend of mine who was heavy on my heart, and I was so busy taking care of a buyer, I didn't take 2 seconds to text her or call her. Okay? She was in a fatal accident. She passed away. I knew then that when I get a God thump and I get, oh my God, I need to call that person, don't wait, don't write it down. Text them right away and find out when you can call. Because you know what? They need to hear from you more than your reluctance to call them. Okay? Now, this is about life and business, but this is where your life counterbalance happens, because I don't believe that there's any balance between work and life. It is a counterbalance. Just like when you're a mom, single mom or single dad, or a family unit, doesn't make any difference. It's the counterbalance of life. Okay. Please understand. I want y'all to also place into your mind. Okay. I'm from musician type of people. Okay. I like metronomes. I don't like pendulums. Pendulums swing to the bottom. Okay. And they eventually dump at the bottom. Metronome, however, keeps time from the top. All right. And you're constantly moving up, 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 up. Okay. I don't like pendulums. They swing down. I'm on the upside. Let's stay on the upside. All right. And if somebody asks you, is the glass half full or half empty? Here's your response. The glass is always full, whether it's with air, rocks, sand, liquid. The glass is always full because it matters, and matter is matter. Make sense? So don't let somebody say, are you a pessimist? Are you an optimist? Are you this? Are you that? Don't pigeonhole yourself by somebody else's definition. Jonathan, I love that. Be an eagle, not a chicken. Honey, I can be a chicken because I can be a batty hen and beat the hell out of you.
Let me tell you a funny thing. There's a ride. There's a Deborah. If Deborah Booth's still on the call, she'll appreciate this. There's a ride. There is a ride at Dollywood called the Eagle, and it leaves you hanging, your feet hanging in the air, and it does like a triple loop-de-loop and goes backwards, and it's crazy, right? When you come out of the ride, they funnel you through the gift shop, and right there's two T-shirts. One's yellow and one's blue, and the blue one says, "I'm an eagle," and the yellow one says, "I'm a chicken." And I asked, I said, "How many more of each do you sell?" And she said, "We sell 4 times as many eagles as chickens." I said, "That's ridiculous." She's like, "Yeah, a lot of people don't like to ride." And she thought I thought that was a lot for the chicken shirt, which, well, apparently it is. But you're either a chicken or an eagle. You're either going to go and do it, or you're going to find a reason to talk yourself out of doing it. Don't overthink it. Just pick up the phone and call somebody. If you already have a relationship with them, that's easy. "Hi, I'm a jerk. Sorry." Own it. As soon as you own it, they can't make fun of you for it anymore. It won't hurt you anymore if you own it. If you own being the person, if you own being at fault, they can't make you feel bad about it anymore. You already owned it. So own it up, right? As soon as you make the phone call. "I'm sorry. I've been a horrible friend." George says it all the time. Just make the call. You know what? I've been thinking about you the last couple of days. Somebody brought your name up, and I had to call you because I haven't called you. That's why. Because I'm an idiot. How are you? And as soon as you change your tone, as soon as you change your pace, after you own it and go into, "We're still friends, right?" They're going to be like, "Of course we are." Because A, you caught them off guard, and B, there's no reason for them to hate you, unless, of course, you stole their dog or, something like that. But realistically, this is the common response from 99.9% of the people that you talk to in your life that you haven't spoken to. And I'm even going to go as far as to say over a month, right? If there are people in your database that you haven't spoken to in over a year, call them first. Call them first, because you haven't spoken to them in the longest time, right? Work your way backwards. Right? Because people that you speak to yesterday, you don't need to call today. You need to call people you haven't called in a long time and say, we talked about this last week. We're a week away from Christmas, 2 weeks away from New Year's. Happy holidays. I'm so sorry. My life got in the way. Can we be friends again? Let's have coffee. I sent you, what's your address? I want to send you a little gift. Send them a $10 gift card. Send them a $5 gift card to Starbucks. Who cares? Buy them a cup of coffee. Let's have coffee.
Absolutely. And so let me ask you a question.
This time of year should take, I'm sorry, but this time of year should take everybody's fear away and think about it as you're just giving. You're giving yourself to somebody else. That's all you're doing.
And Jonathan, I appreciate that. However, because I was the type of person who suffered from depressional anxiety, it was very tough this time of year for me. because I was pouring everything into everything else. It was really hard for me. So I appreciate that yes, most of us, it's the Christmas time. Some of us, it is very hard when we're struggling. And I'm just going to take this from when I was a single mom with 2 kids. All right. I didn't know if I was going to be able to feed my family. So during the Christmas time, it wasn't really a lot of joy. It was tough, but I had to be passionate that I wanted the very best love for my children. Okay. So I am very empathetic about those that struggle during this time of year. It's huge. We would be amazed, that all of those, and here's the thing, there's a lot of us that get very stressed being around certain family members. Trust me. Okay. It is one of those things that if we speak about it and we recognize it, just like what you said, Jonathan, if we speak about it and we recognize it, then it's less powerful. Then it's less of a struggle. And then that way we can share in together. And I have my girlfriend, when I'm certain places, she knows I will text her and go, oh my goodness, you would not believe this. Because she is my silent person that I can be at a safe place, even if I'm in a group of people where I'm uncomfortable. And that's where we'll go. Okay. Have a safe person. Doesn't matter. Have a safe person. Have a prayer warrior. Have someone who's got your back always. Okay. This is huge. So I'm going to ask us a very, very incredible question. How many of y'all on the call have a practice, a daily routine of writing daily affirmations?
I don't write anything down, but I do something every day.
What do you do other than do?
Well, I got the idea from Tony Robbins and from Fred, as a matter of fact. I chant in my garage.
Bonus.
I go in the garage and I do 1 minute, and I just get my yeses and my nos and my everything out, and then I go in the car and I drive away.
Okay, so let me ask a question, Jonathan. Do you chant the same thing every day? Or
yes.
Does it? Okay, and would you like to share that with us?
No.
Okay, fair enough. That's why I asked. Okay, Aletha, you're waving at me. Go ahead.
Yes. So I don't write it down, but I have it in written form right here, and I can share it right now. I say this every day. Speak life, declare and decree over your life daily. I am courageous. I am determined. I am unstoppable. I am victorious. I am loved. I am gifted. I am anointed. I am blessed. I am successful. I am healed. I am beautiful. I am whole. I am confident. I am forgiving. I am grateful. I'm generous. I am strengthened. I am well able. I'm favored, and I am God's masterpiece. There we are.
Yes.
So
Amen.
I say daily affirmations. However, I also write affirmations. Okay. Daily affirmations that I speak. And I also taped these. All right. And I put them in a different voice. And then I write them down. And this has something to do with the way that I found out my brain worked. Okay. I can't just read something and get it. I have to read it and hear it. Okay. So the daily affirmations that I say to myself: I am a wonderful Christian woman, wife, mother, and daughter. I lovingly release all causes of dis-ease from my past, and I now live in joy. My body heals through the Lord naturally and quickly. I treat my body like royalty. I own a multi-million-dollar real estate business. I achieve and exceed all of my goals and commitments. However, Red did let me know that I let him down and I didn't live up to an expectation because I was supposed to send him an email. So I'm admitting it right here. However, I still have this.
I still love you, Claire.
I love you too, Red. Whether I fail is irrelevant It is through my failures that I have learned to succeed, because the difference between a successful person and a person who has failed, a failure gets up one more time. Just because I didn't do something perfectly doesn't mean that I'm a failure as a person. It just means I came fallen short in that instance. The decisions that you make on a daily basis impact the lives around you. Do yourself some love and some gratitude and some appreciation. And you guys, let me tell you something. You guys can help you guys better than anybody else. Give yourself some attaboys. If you want somebody to encourage you, call Tom Martin, because I know doggone he will. Call Deep, call Red, call Jonathan, call Daryl. Guys, stick with guys. Ladies, we stick with ladies. And I don't mean to say that in a segregated type of way. However, guys' brains work differently. You can't say to listen, if a woman says, oh, to a guy who's not her husband, oh man, I love you so much. You know what? They're like, that's normal for a woman to say. They're going to say it. And their brain already knows that. However, if a guy says to a guy, man, I love you, brother, that impacts their soul. Okay? Women, let me tell you something about us catty little asses. All right? Stop cutting each other off at the ankles, at the knees. Don't measure yourself up because this person has that, this, that, and the other, and the cattiness and our loose lips and our gossip. I'm speaking to us ladies, okay? Because whatever we're putting out in the universe is going to come back to us tenfold. Encourage them. Keep our sisters straight. Keep our sisters in the circle of love and empowerment, not in diminishment and belittlement. We've had that enough as we have gone through life. Okay. Steph, you got your hand up. Sorry, I just saw that.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that there are also songs that have affirmations in them. One of the ones that my daughters and I listen to, it says, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I'm well protected, all kinds of positive things, but they're songs. So we listen to them on like a lot. There's several different songs that I found once I found that one song that put me on to other songs. So even if it's just you not writing your affirmations, just listening to that, it's so helpful, at least for us.
Thank you so much, Steph. So I have someone who is iPhone to everyone. I want that affirmation. Who is the iPhone? I can't see all of y'all on one screen. Who is the iPhone? I do not know. Here's what's so cool about affirmations. When you start really, really digging deep to your needs, wants, and desires, okay, your affirmations will come unnaturally, because remember, your head's out to get you. Your head's going to say the opposite. Okay. So if your head is telling you I can't, then your affirmation needs to be I can, ... If your head's saying that you're less than or you're not able to obtain, then your affirmation needs to be the opposite of. That's how your affirmations come to pass. And this is how your affirmations in your life starts to change. Because, and I'll just share this because I want you to get your little piece of paper out and I want you to write down 5 things that your brain is saying to you and write it in a positive manner. Remember, I told you to take a piece of paper out. Those of y'all that are driving, I know that you cannot do this safely. And there is no try, there is only do. So your expectation is to complete it for you. So as you're doing that, I'm going to read something to you. Our English dictionary has over 500,000 words. Typically, a person uses the same habitual words 200 to 300 words daily. 1,050 positive words of expressing emotions, 2,186 negative words expressing emotion. Constant habitual language affects our brains. Using different words breaks the habit. It is your choice to change and break the habits. So just like the one thing, just like our business planning, just like everything that we talk about when we're together as a group, it all boils down to what we say to ourselves matters, really and truthfully. What we say to ourselves matters. And are those negative words that your brain is telling you on a daily basis, are you reconstructing them to put them in a positive aspect? You know, if you are having troubles breaking through those things that are going on in your head, get an accountability sister or brother. Call Tom, call myself. You know, I told Daryl, when Daryl called me, typically I normally, it's something that just came organically for Daryl because Daryl needed answers and he had been praying for stuff. So I'm going to use him as an example. We didn't know each other from Adam's house cat. However, he had been really struggling with something and he was willing to be open to listen to some crazy woman pour into his life. And here was the thing. All it was a vessel, a channel. I had no idea what I was saying, but it spoke directly to him. I had no idea. It was where it needed to go. And aren't we, as part of the whole world, really and truthfully supposed to do that? We're that for every one of our customers, every one of our clients, every one of our business partners. At any given point in time, we are not all spiritually fit, y'all. And if you don't have a coach, you need a coach. If you don't have a mentor, you need a mentor. If you don't have a spiritual sister or brother to be with and accountable to, you need one. Because guess what? No one did it alone. And if I'm not mistaken, one of my most favorite people had 12. Let that sink in. Who's your inner circle? Who is your inner circle? Who are you listening to? And I love the fact that Steph was like, we have to listen to it. I do too. Dinah Kokoska told me a long time ago in my very first bold class that I ever took, you need to record yourself. And I was like, well, I don't like my voice. Well, I don't give a shit if you don't like your voice or not. Record it. You know why? Because it's important. Because it breaks the cycle. Because it's doing something different. I like to sing praise and worship. Go ahead, Steph.
There's actually, it's voice.com, I think it's called. They pay you for your voice to do like whatever recordings or whatever it is that they do. But it's just funny because everybody's voice is different and it's intriguing, you know? So I do think that the self-confidence is what's important. Just don't worry about it. And don't worry about how you sound. Just try and do your best and grow. That's all it is. Just grow.
Absolutely. So here's what's interesting, you know, and Daryl, you sent me a direct message. Oh my God, where can I find this, Claire? Question mark. Explain.
Yeah, the amount of language. I like the fact that we use the stats about the language we use per day.
Okay, so I had sent my whole PowerPoint presentation to my class. What you say to yourself matters. My training. I shouldn't call it my class. It's a training. It's a mindset. I sent that to Tiffany. However, I am not even able to drop it in because I was trying to get it to y'all because I have videos embedded in the PowerPoint and just wanted y'all to have the whole thing to be able to enjoy. But it says it's not formatted properly. I will figure it out and work it out and send out as many emails as I can. Joe, If you can help me and send me a list of the people that are on the call and their emails, I'll be more than happy to share this big, huge file, because it's a PowerPoint presentation, but it's got embedded videos that'll help you. And it comes from 3 different perspectives. All right. I have a lot of my coaches and a lot of the people that I like to listen to, TED Talks, whatever, that are embedded in this PowerPoint. And that's the reason why I like doing it in person, because then I can show the video and you get a reflective moment. And I like to watch and experience, and the whole room is able to do that. So
Claire, maybe those people that wants it, because we have a transcript of the chat, they can drop their email address in the chat, so I can just copy paste it and then send it to you, if that works for everyone.
Excellent. So if y'all want a copy of this PowerPoint, just drop your email address that you prefer in, and Joe will copy and paste, and we'll get this file to you. Okay. So here's another way of looking at it as well, because we've got like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Are you ready? I'm going to read you something from my daily affirmations today, which comes from Bread of Life. Cash flow. What do you love? And the money will follow. I'm going to read this again. Do what you love, and the money will follow. I had a well-paying job, but I couldn't pay my bills, Cindy told me. I didn't understand how I could be making so much money and not make ends meet. Then I realized that the only thing I liked about my job was the salary. I did not enjoy going to work, and I daydreamed about all kinds of other things that were more fulfilling to me. Suddenly, I realized that my money problems were tied to my level of integrity and joy. My internal energy was clogged by me being in a place that I didn't love. So the external currents of abundance and energy, represented by my cash flow, was all obstructed. So I decided to follow my heart, trust the spirit, and take care of me. I quit my job and immediately became happier. I hadn't had a cash flow problem since I quit. What is happening in your financial world is a reflection of what is happening in your conscience. If you are in a state of joy, celebration, and awareness that you live in an abundant universe, you will manifest those conditions. If you feel internally plugged up, empty, unsupported, you will see those energies mirrored in your checkbook. The key to abundance is to get your priorities in order. Prosperity begins with a state of mind, not a bank book figure. When I began to write, I did so out of joy and delight. Making money was not my goal. My readers wanted to tap into the consciousness, and more money flowed to me. Then I generated higher expenses, and then it plateaued. Immediately, my creativity was jammed up, and the money went stagnant. Then I remembered how to begin. I retracted my steps and started from the beginning. It was a poor idea to make money for money's sake, and a great idea to ask, what would I love to do, and how can I serve? Forget about your bank balance. Return the balance to the universe. The bank book will come along well enough. Help me remember that all the riches of the universe are within me. I live for love, and the universe responds instantly and abundantly. I don't have a mic. I can't drop it. George has the mic. I don't, but this is a short version of what we go through. Sasha, you got your hand up.
Sorry, guys. So I had to share. I just got a call and I jumped off of this one to answer that one. Thanks to Claire saying that I should answer the calls, right? With the God moment. So I just got a call, and a client of mine, with the holiday season, I gave my clients some things, and I always tell them to pay it forward. And he told me he's usually not like this, but he has a coworker who's going through a rough moment. So he has children and he bought him a tree. And he's asking me if I can help him purchase some gifts because he doesn't know what children like. He doesn't have any. And he's asking me to help him do that. And it just touched my heart that, you know, he thought about me to help him do something that he's never done before. And just he's moving forward and helping others. And he told me that it was because of what I've done for him. Sorry if I cry. It's what I've done for him. So that's helping him do for others. And it's just, these are like moments that happen in your life that you don't know how you impact other people just by being who you are.
Absolutely.
And I felt like I should share. It seems fitting with what's going on today, today's call.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Let me tell you, today's call is really, really hitting my heart.
Okay, so that's one thing that you will find out, Sasha, from me is I like to dig deep because really and truthfully, that is within us. And that man, woman, or child, it makes no difference. Those seeds are within us. However, no one can take away that special experience. And when you hang on to those special experiences, when you were able to serve someone and you received out of nowhere a thank you or a oh my gosh or an attaboy, we don't do these things for the attaboys. We do it because people matter. You matter and people matter. And then those, you know, the reason why you got emotional and the reason why you got choked up, because that's a heart. That is a heart. Now, I can tell you, there have been plenty of men and plenty of women who have been touched and impacted just because they did something and didn't think it was of any value. And then all of a sudden they get this, I call it God smack. Okay. A God 2x4. And we're like, wow, I didn't realize that I was being impactful. You know, I know that we're running over. Okay. I know Tom had to go. Thank Tom for the ability and George for us being on this call. I'm not hopping off. Red's got his hand up. So those that can stay. Those that have to run, please make it a great day. And just understand that you are loved, you are cherished, and you are special to so many people, okay? Share that love with other people, even if you don't feel it. Even if you don't feel love, if you share love, the love will come back. I know that's getting all touchy-feely, whatever, but I'm going to tell you that that's how the universe works. There are only 2 universal languages, and here's the deal. Love and math. 1 + 1 = 11. Y'all figure it out. Because when you've got 2 individuals standing side by side, the impactful is tenfold. It's not 1 and 1 is 2. 1 and 1 is 11. And when you're married, 1 + 1 is 1. And actually it's 1 + 1 = 3 because there's a trinity. Just math is not 1 + 1 = 2. It's 1 + 1 = 11. Let us all be the individuals of love that stand beside each other to impact the lives. Okay. I've got more to share. And I know that Red had his hand up, but Red left.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
no, he didn't.
Okay. You had your hand up, Red. Go ahead.
Yeah. A couple things, Sasha, great story. I mean, as a teacher and a coach, I've been blessed to have some of those moments where people come back and tell you, thank you, coach. I do X, Y, and Z because of what you said or what you did. And, it's an amazing feeling when you give that, love. And you just got to remember to just keep coming from that place of contribution and love, because it will come back to you. As far as the affirmation goes, I'm kind of like John, I'm going to have to say them or read them. I can't write them because it brings back traumatic experience from 3rd grade. I will be quiet and sit down. I will be quiet and sit down.
Okay, so Red, let's take that. No, seriously. Let's have a coaching moment. I love you. And I love that you brought that up because I hated it because I was like those kids that had to write on the chalkboard. I will sit down. I will be quiet on the chalkboard 100 times. Fuck that teacher. Sorry. We're in the eye. We are still being recorded. Forgive me. Lord have mercy. I thought the recording was over. Red, you brought up something that was very impactful. However, did it not, when you were writing those things down, did it not impact your brain that you were not going to do it again? Because the guilt, shame, and remorse of you having to stand up and write all that crap for that teacher?
Yep.
Okay,
or write it on
that's
paper.
the reason why we write our affirmations. That's the habitual change in our brains. Use that positivity. And yes, it is, you spoke it into existence. I'm not going to do that because my third grade teacher. Well, yeah, you are. Because now I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. Because you have evidence for fact that it works. So write the dang shit down.
Yes, ma'am.